So let's get started on your back. So please come to lying down on your back. And then once you're lying down, bend your knees, plant your feet a little bit wider than your hips, and go ahead and knock your knees together here. Rest your hands on your low belly and close your eyes. Take these first few moments to take some deeper inhalations. And then follow up by breathing out slowly and steadily. Begin to soften through the features of your face. Relax your limbs. And on your next inhale, again, take a deep breath in. This time as you exhale, open your mouth and sigh out the air. One more time, inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Last time, inhale deeply. Open mouth, exhale, release. Now seal your lips, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, keeping the lips sealed. If your eyes are closed, begin to blink your eyes back open. Let your arms rest to your sides. Heel toe your feet back into hip width and parallel. And then we'll take a figure 4. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your foot, spread your toes. Try to take your right outer knee away from you. You can stay like this. If you want more, pick up through your left leg and interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Pause for a deep breath in. I'm just gonna, again, come to the chat to make sure that everything's okay. And a deep breath out. Cool. Take one more breath. Keep widening your right outer knee forward. And then as you exhale, release. Lower your left leg if you lifted. Uncross and switch. Left ankle on top, figure 4. Flex your foot, spread your toes. Optional, pick up through your right leg. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. And as much as you're hugging in, equally press the back of your thigh against your hands. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time, inhale and exhale. Release the right leg if you had it, lower down, uncross. Hug both knees in towards your chest. You can grab for the fronts of your shins or the backs of your thighs. Take a moment to rock side to side. Then feel free to stay like this. Option for happy baby, reach through the inner edges of your legs. Start to hold on to the outer edges of your feet. Flex your feet and spread your toes. Press the soles of your feet towards the ceiling as you hug your knees towards your armpits. A few breaths here. If it feels okay, feel free to rock from side to side. It's getting into the body, into your hips. And then when you're ready, release the feet. If you're in happy baby, hug your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to come up to table pose. So either roll to your side or rock and roll to come forward. And then place your hands outer shoulder width, spread your fingers. Line up your shoulders over your wrists. So neutral table here. Here in neutral table, walk your knees and your inner spot or your inner ankles together. From here, shift now both of your shins over to the left, and now drop your hips to your heels. With your hips to your heels, now walk both of your hands over to the left and release your head in between your inner upper arms. Breathe in, keep reaching your hands forward. You should feel a big side body stretch through your right side. Breathe out. One more time, inhale and exhale. Inhale to walk your hands back to center. Lift your hips up and then switch. Pivot both of your shins to the right. Sit back onto your heels. And now as much as you can, walk your hands over to the right. Let your head release in between your inner upper arms. If your forehead can touch the floor, great. Otherwise, it's just hovering. Keep pressing forward and down. Drive your hips back. Deep breath in. Then a deep breath out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, walk your hands back to center, lift your hips up, and then pivot your shins back to center. Once again, take your knees hip width distance, tuck your toes under, walk your hands forward one handprint, and now as you exhale, lift your hips up and back to come into your first downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal out your feet and just arrive into your shape. If your hamstrings are feeling a little bit tighter, walk your feet out wider than your hips. If you're using a sticky mat, you can even go as wide as your mat. Bend your knees a little bit, but keep lifting your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Let your head be heavy. Hug your navel towards your sternum. Press your hands forward and down. Spread your fingers wide. On your next inhalation, walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana at the back of your sticky mat, standing forward fold. Either touch down or grab opposite elbows. If you have the elbows, you can sway from side to side. Keep firming through your quadriceps. Keep your head low and heavy. Try to release any gripping. And then if you have the elbows, exhale, release, touch down. Inhale, halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release. And then inhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, and walk your hands forward to once again come into downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Take another moment here in down dog. While I just check. Oh, I see. Okay. And then here in down dog, as you inhale, start to shift yourself forward into plank pose. Top of a push-up, pause. This can be done on the knees. Line up shoulders over wrists. Press back through your inner heels. Corset your abdomen. So avoid dropping your belly down. Pick it up. Stay nice and strong here. And then as you exhale, we'll lower down with control to the belly. So that can either mean on the knees, or you keep the knees lifted, bend the elbows back, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. On your belly, prop yourself up onto your forearms for Sphinx pose. Press the tops of your feet through the floor. Take your tailbone to your pubic bone, but lift your navel. Curl into your upper back. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. And then exhale, bend your elbows up wide, stack your hands together, rest your forehead to your hands. Inhale, bend your right knee, so kicking your right heel towards your buttocks. Lift your head and shoulders up, and now reach back for the outer edge of your right foot. Quad stretch. Kick your foot into your hand. Once you have it, feel free to lower your forehead back down. Breathe in. Press the top of your left foot down. Breathe out. And then inhale to release it. Lift your head and shoulders up. Bend your left knee. Reach back for the outer edge of your left foot. Once you have it, adjust. Take your tailbone to your pubic bone. And then go ahead and re-lower your forehead. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Release, unwind. Stack your hands, rest your forehead. Again, tailbone to pubic bone. And then start to walk your hands back. Plant your hands outside of your outer or your rib cage. And then inhale, draw your shoulders back, lift your chest, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Drag your palms back. Exhale, release and lower. Tuck your toes under, and we'll meet up and back in a downward facing dog. Take your time. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. From down dog, inhale, raise your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands for a 90-90 lunge. Drop your back knee, rise with both hands on the top of your right thigh. So instead of lunging forward, make sure that your left hip is over your left knee and your right knee is in line with your right ankle. Take your hands in front of you, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, and now reach your arms overhead. Hug your triceps in, press your palms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, take a side bend to your right. Keep tracking your right knee over your second and third toe. Inhale to come up through center. Exhale, touch your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, take a big step forward. 90-90 lunge once again. Drop your back knee, rise with both hands to the top of your left thigh. Take a moment to adjust, and then try to take the opposite interlace of your hands. So opposite thumb in front, press your palms forward, and then reach your arms overhead. Stretching through the wrists, keep pressing up, try to straighten your elbows, and then exhale, take a side bend to your left. Reach up and over, press your left foot forward and down. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale to come up through center. Exhale, release, touch your hands down, take a big step back, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Now inhale, raise your right leg high. This time as you exhale, take a big step forward and go wide outside of your right hand. Angle your right foot open, lunge. And now we'll move into a revolved lunge. Turn and twist to open to the right. Reach your right arm overhead, but try to pick your left hip crease up. Keep lunging into your right knee. Take your head back in line with your spine. Exhale, look down, touch down. Once again, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step wide outside of your left hand. Angle your foot open and begin to revolve. Twist open to the left. Try not to let your right hip dip. Pick it up, but lunge deeply. Try to facilitate the twist from your rib cage. Exhale, look down, touch down, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, raise your right leg high. This time, exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana, drop your back knee. Keep your back toes tucked. This time, raise your arms overhead. Press your right foot forward and down. Now, interlace your hands and take your hands behind your head. So you're cradling your head with your hands. As you inhale, start to lean back like a cow shape. Open your elbows wide. As you exhale, round your spine, hug your elbows in for a cat shape. And then inhale, release, reach your arms up. Exhale, touch down to the inside of your right foot. If you have a block, now is where you might want to slide it underneath your hands here. As you exhale, you're going to pick your back knee up, straighten both legs and fold over your right leg to the inside. Now as you inhale, begin to bend back into your right knee. But instead of just a regular lunge, you're now going to roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. So you're widening your right knee to the right. Now exhale, plant your right foot flat, straighten both legs and fold. Again, inhale, come forward, lunge, pivot onto the outer edge of your right knee, open wide. Exhale, plant the foot, straighten and fold. Last time, inhale, come forward, lunge. Pivot and open wide, keep lifting your chest. Exhale, plant the foot flat, straighten the legs and fold. Now inhale to come forward back into the lunge, plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog from here. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll repeat that on the second side. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, step forward in between your hands, drop your back knee, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Keep your back toes tucked, raise your arms overhead. With your arms overhead, now interlace your hands, grab the back of your head. Inhale, lean back, let your hands support you. Exhale, come out of the lunge slightly, round. Inhale to come forward, raise your arms overhead. Now exhale, fold to the inside of your left foot. Option to pick up a block underneath your hands. And then straighten and fold. So pick your back knee up. As you inhale, bend into your left knee, lunge, but now pivot onto the outer edge of your left foot, open your left knee wide. Plant your foot flat, exhale, straighten and fold. 2 more times. Inhale, come forward, lunge, pivot, open wide. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, forward, lunge, pivot, open. Exhale, straighten and fold. Now inhale, come forward, bend into your front knee, plant your hands and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, inhale, raise your right leg high. Exhale, once again, take a big step wide outside of your right hand. Angle your foot open. Now drop your back knee. Revolve your lunge, twist open to the right. Draw your shoulders back. Now from here, reach your right arm back behind you. Now pick your hips up, so come out of the lunge slightly. Option to now bend your back knee. Option to grab your foot. Don't force it, you don't want to cramp. If you have the foot, feel free to stay like this, or try to keep the heel close. Now re-lunge into your front knee, lower your hips a little bit. Quad stretch, breathe in and breathe out. For those that have the foot, inhale to release it. Everyone exhale, look down, touchdown. We'll meet downward facing dog. Second side, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, big step forward and wide outside of your left hand. Drop your back knee and revolve. Twist open to the left. Take a few deeper breaths here. Curl into your upper back, zipper from pubic bone to navel. Now reach down with your left arm. Lift your hips up, come out of the lunge. You can stay or option now to kick. Grab the foot if that's available. And then once you have the foot, keep hugging the foot close to your sitting bones. Optional to re-dip your hips a little bit here. Keep drawing your shoulders back. Breathe in and breathe out. For those that have it, inhale to release. Everyone exhale, look down, touchdown. We'll meet back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale, raise your right leg high. This time as you exhale, half pigeon. Take your right knee behind your right wrist. And let's start with your right shin at an angle. So instead of being parallel to the front edge of your mat, try to line up your right heel with your pubic bone. Walk your left knee back. Make sure your left ankle is in line with your left hip. And then whatever feels appropriate, either lower down onto your brick or lower all the way down onto your forearms. Take a few deeper breaths here. Keep pressing your right shin through the floor, drawing your right sitting bone back. Soften through your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. Now if you're all the way down, come up onto your forearms, just like we did for Sphinx, and now start to walk both of your forearms over to the left. Once you're over to the left, you can again feel free to stay on the forearms or lower all the way down. So we're just getting into more of your right outer hip here in this variation. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're all the way down, inhale, come up onto the forearms, walk your forearms back to center, and then walk your hands in to come upright. We'll switch, moving through a downward facing dog. So take your time, step your right foot back, take a moment to maybe pedal out the legs, give some more weight to that right side. And then second side, inhale, left leg rises, exhale, half pigeon. Take your left knee behind your left wrist. Have the shin at an angle, glance over your right shoulder, set it up, and then feel free to move into whatever variation works for you. And if this is not feeling great, you can always come back into that figure 4 on your back that we did in the beginning of class. We'll be here for a few breaths. Start to slow it down, soften your shoulders. But stay active through your legs. So keep pressing your left shin through the floor. And then if you're all the way down, come up onto your forearms like Sphinx. This is again an option. You don't have to move into this variation. Walk your forearms over to the right, and then feel free to stay upright, or maybe lower all the way down once again. Try to unclench your jaw. And then if you were lowered, come up onto your forearms, walk back into center. Take your time, begin to tuck your back toes under, plant your hands flat, and we'll meet up downward facing dog. Step your left foot back. Take a moment, you can pedal the feet. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, drop your knees, swing your feet out in front of you, and come down onto a seat. So I'm just gonna face you so you can see me better. Here in your seat, stretch your legs straight, remove the flesh from underneath you, take your hands behind you and outside of your hips. Press down to draw your shoulders back, sit tall. And try to keep this tall spine as you now bend your knees out wide and take the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. Hold on to your ankles or shins, soften through your groins. Feel free to stay upright. Or if it feels appropriate in your body, you can begin to fold by leaning slightly forward over your legs. Try to avoid deeply rounding your spine here. So I'll show you from the side view. If you're like this, I encourage you to come up a little bit more and try to find a flat spine as you fold. So you'll notice that might be a little bit more intense on your hip creases and your groins. Slow it down, breathe in steady, and breathe out. And then inhale, take your hands to your outer knees, close your legs, scooch your hips forward, and make your way down onto your back. On your back, just like how we started, walk your feet out wide, knock your knees together, rest your hands to your low belly. Let your eyes soften and close. Take a deep breath in, and then open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. One more time, inhale deeply, open mouth, exhale, release. Shavasana. Feel free to stay here in constructive rest. Feel free to straighten out your legs. Whatever variation you'd like to take, we'll be here for a few moments. I'll be here to guide you out, but begin to release any and all effort. Soften your limbs, relax the side walls of your throat, release the tongue from the roof of your mouth, relax your eyelids, soften your skin. And begin to let loose, let go everywhere. Take these final few moments for yourself to consciously rest here in your Shavasana. If you have more time to rest, feel free to just shut me off and continue in your Shavasana. If you're ready to make your way out, begin to deepen your breath. And start to wiggle fingers and toes, bring small movement back into your limbs. Stretch the body out in any way. And in your own time, roll to your preferred side, resting on your arm, pausing there for a moment. Use both hands to press yourself back up to a comfortable seat, head rising last. Rest your hands either to your thighs, or you can join your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, an offering. So again, let your eyes soften. And as an offering of peace, we'll close by chanting the sound of Om just one time. Go ahead and exhale first. Take a slow breath in. Thank you so much. Namaste.